everyone, I'm Amy with Ayurveda Yoga. I teach a class every Friday at a retirement center, a senior center, and the people that have been coming to that class once a week inspired me to make this video for them. So this is kind of what we do in that class. So it's good for people who may be in their late 60s, early 70s, or just people with kind of some limited mobility, or maybe have never tried yoga before. So I try to make the postures really simple, really basic, and really accessible to everyone. So maybe you'll need to sit on the ground comfortably. A cushion, it doesn't have to be this big, just a small pillow maybe, or even just a blanket folded up nicely. This is just so when you sit on the ground, your hips come up a little bit easier to straighten your spine. Also, this can be used under your hips when lying on the ground, whenever you need it, really. And also, if sitting on the ground is hard for you, you're welcome to use a chair. I don't use a chair in this video, but I think it's easy to make those adjustments as you need in a chair. So yeah, thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions. Hope you enjoy. See you guys next time. So, we'll start today just in a cat-cow pose. So you can bring your hands underneath your shoulders, and you can bring your knees under your hips here. If you have any wrist pain at any time, you can just bring your elbows to the ground and do like this. Also, if you have just mild wrist pain, maybe you can just bring your hands forward slightly to take some pressure off of your wrists. And we'll just slightly work on waking up the spine here. So we'll drop your belly, reach your tailbone up, and look up towards the ceiling. And then we'll round your back. So you're gonna look towards your belly button. Try and press your hands into the ground, and that area between your shoulder blades here, when you push your hands down, feel that area press up towards the ceiling. And then again, we'll just move like this. So looking up, reach your tailbone up, and then rounding your spine, looking towards your belly button. If that feels okay, you can move with your breath. So as you inhale, look up. As you exhale, rounding your back. As you inhale, looking up. Maybe feeling your shoulders come back, lifting your chest. As you exhale, rounding your back. Doing this throughout the day, every day. So good for increasing the flexibility in your spine. Again, if you have any wrist pain, you can always bring your elbows to the ground and do like this. And wherever you are, we'll stop here for a second and just work on a little bit of leg strength. So with your elbows on the ground or your hands on the ground, just reaching your right leg up and back. And if it's okay, try not to let your elbows bend. Try to keep pressing your hands down so your chest is lifting away from the mat. Reaching your right leg up and back. Maybe pointing your right toes. Lifting your right leg up. Maybe you can feel your chest lift, looking up. If you have any back pain from doing this, just lower your leg down. Maybe look towards the ground. Let's stay here 2 more breaths. If you can, try to straighten in your right knee. 1 more breath, and coming back. Just rock from side to side a little bit here. Maybe forward and back, rocking a little bit. And then when you're ready, we'll try the other side. So I'm just going to show with the elbows on the ground, but you can stay with your hands on the ground if that feels okay. Reaching your left leg up and back. And maybe looking forward. Maybe pointing your toes back and reaching up. If you have any pain, just comfortably. You can always even keep your toes on the ground if that feels good. So wherever you are, staying for 3 more breaths. 1, just watching where you feel the posture and practice controlling your breathing. 2, 3, and we'll release your left knee back down. We're going to move into child's pose. So just lowering your hips over your heels and letting your forehead come towards the ground. Child's pose, also really great for making space in your back. And it can be really refreshing posture if you have any lower back pain. Really good for making space there. And good stretch there, and also in your hips. So maybe if bringing your forehead to the ground is not comfortable, you can separate your knees a little bit wider. Maybe you take your hands under your forehead, or you could even make fists to bring under your forehead. You can just keep your elbows on the ground if you need to, like so. If you have a pillow, you can also grab that and bring your forehead or your arms to a pillow. There's always so many options in yoga, so it's always just about finding what works really well for me and what feels good for me. And then we'll slowly come out of child's pose. And we'll bring our hands back to the ground. We're just going to move up a few times into a downward facing dog. So with your hands under your shoulders, we'll curl your toes under and lift your hips up. And try to press your hands down so your shoulders come down, making some lengthening in your spine. And we'll just press your right heel towards the ground. You can bend your left knee as much as you need to. So we're stretching out the back of your right leg. And then changing, so we'll bend your right knee, press your left heel down. Feeling the back of your left leg. Maybe feeling your shoulders here as well as we stay in the posture. Again, bending both of your knees, dropping your knees to the ground. And we'll do a few more cat-cow. So on your inhale, we'll look up. Exhale, rounding your back. Again, inhale, looking up. We'll come back into down dog, curling your toes under. Exhale, lifting your hips up. Again, pressing your right heel down, bending your left knee, stretching the back of your right leg, changing sides, bending your right knee, pressing your left heel down. Keep feeling your hands pressing. One more time, lifting both heels up, hands pressing down, reaching up through your tailbone. Again, dropping your knees to the ground. Again, cat-cow, inhale, looking up. Exhale, rounding your spine. Inhale, looking up. Curling your toes under. Last time, we'll come back into downward facing dog. If you need to, come back into child's pose, take a rest. That same thing, right heel pressing down. And left heel pressing down. And then bending both knees so both heels can be away from the ground. Hands pressing, reaching your hips up. Staying here, 2 more breaths. Anytime if you feel pain, bring your knees to the ground. 1 more breath. And knees to the ground. We'll come back into a child's pose. So you can separate your knees as wide as you need to. Bring your elbows down. Maybe your forehead down. Again. Maybe you grab onto a pillow or a cushion. And just feeling your hips here, feeling your spine, small forward bending posture. And then from here, we'll just slowly come to standing up. So, once you come to standing up, Just come to stand towards the top of your mat. And we'll bring your feet about hip distance apart. So you can see the pinky toe line of your foot here. Imagine bringing that, or try and bring that parallel to this long edge of your mat here. So it might feel like you're turning your toes in a bit. That's no problem. So bring your feet hip distance apart. Feeling your heels press into the ground. This is mountain pose in yoga. So as you press your heels into the ground, you can start to feel your knees straighten. You can start to feel maybe your tailbone slightly tuck under. As you tuck your tailbone, maybe you can feel your lower belly a little bit pull in and some lengthening up through your spine. So also you can imagine the top of your head. Imagine there's a string attached to the crown of your head here, and like someone is pulling you up towards the ceiling, or pulling that string up towards the ceiling. That also helps create some lengthening in your spine using imagination. So look forward at one point, and again, feel all of that happening at one time. The heels pressing down, and slight tuck in your tailbone. Top of your head lengthening up. Maybe letting your shoulders relax back and down. We'll just stay here for a few more breaths. And keep feeling, most importantly, pressing your heels down. Your arms can just stay relaxed by your sides. Feeling your heels press down. Taking 2 more breaths here. Maybe you can make a little bit more lengthening up through your spine. And then slowly we'll interlock your hands in front of your heart, reaching your arms up over your head. And maybe feeling your heels press and your palms reaching up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, we'll release back down. And we'll interlock your hands behind your back. And just feeling, maybe I'll just turn to show. Maybe you can reach your arms away from your body, squeezing your shoulder blades in. So it can be really intense in the front of your chest, can be really intense in your shoulders. But anytime you need to release. Taking one more inhale here. Exhale for release. So do those 2 things one more time. Interlocking your hands in front of your heart, reaching your arms up. Pressing your heels down, taking an inhale here. Exhale, release. And then behind your back, again, interlocking your hands. Maybe reaching your arms back. Feeling your shoulders. Taking an inhale here. And exhale, release. Coming back comfortably into mountain pose. Well, drop your chin towards your chest. Keep your eyes open here so we don't get dizzy. We'll rock your head from side to side lightly. And again, if you're dizzy, you can just stop. If it's okay, we'll make a few neck circles. Again, keeping your eyes open if it's okay. So one time around in the first direction, and then when your chin is tucked again, we'll go the opposite way. Keep letting your shoulders relax. Maybe hearing a lot of pops and cracks, it's okay. And then coming back to center. And we're gonna step back into a warrior 1 pose. So for some stability, you can keep your hands on your hips, keeping your right foot forward. We'll step your left foot back. Maybe 2 steps, maybe 3 steps. Yeah, whichever feels okay for you today. And here, don't try and bring your feet in one line. You can, if balance is okay, you can bring your feet in one line. Balance is a little tricky today. Maybe separating your feet so your stance is a bit wider. And all we're gonna do here is just sit into your right knee. And we're gonna look forward and also try and feel your pelvis squaring forward. So we're gonna come back up, straightening your right knee. We're gonna just come into the posture a few more times with our breath. So feeling your feet press down, taking an inhale, exhale, bending your right knee. You can just feel that movement. And your inhale will come back up. Taking another inhale here. Exhale, bending into your right knee. Inhale, coming back up. Again, exhale, bending into your right knee. Going a little bit faster here. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, bending into your right knee. Inhale, coming back up. Watch where you're starting to feel in your legs. Exhale, bending into your right knee. We're going to stay here, hold the posture. If you want to add a little bit of arms, shoulder work, maybe reaching your arms up over your head. And you can look forward at one point and just watch your breath here. Be careful not to collapse your lower back too much. If you feel any lower back pain, you can just come up a little bit, or maybe bring your hands to your waist. Try and feel your lower belly pull in, so you keep making space in your lower back. We'll stay here for 3 more breaths, and anytime you need to, coming out of the posture. 2 more breaths here. Maybe one more time, reaching your fingertips up. And as you exhale, bring your hands back to your waist and slowly step your left foot back to the top of your mat. And then we'll do the other side. So we'll step your right foot back. 2 or 3 steps. And making the posture maybe a little bit wide. Balance can be a little difficult, so maybe next to a wall practicing is a good idea. Or keeping a chair nearby if you need. And we'll do the same thing on the left side. So we'll take an inhale here. Exhale, bending into your left knee. When you inhale, we'll come back up. Again, try and square your hips forward. They don't have to be exactly forward, just as much as feels okay. Exhale, again, we'll bend into your left knee. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, bending into your left knee. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, bending into your left knee. Inhale, coming back up. 2 more times. Exhale, bending. Inhale, up. Last time. Exhale, bending. Inhale, coming back up. And last time, we're just going to bend into your left knee and stay here in the posture. And again, adding arms if it feels good on your shoulders. And if you're reaching your hands up, be aware all the way through your fingertips. And try and feel your shoulders relax a little bit away from your face. Keeping some awareness in your right foot, in your right leg. Taking 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath here. And slowly we'll straighten your left leg. You grab onto your waist for some stability and stepping your right foot forward. Coming back into mountain pose at the top of your mat. And again, we'll stretch out your arms a little bit, shoulders, interlocking your hands in front of your heart. Inhale, reaching your arms up. Exhale, release. Interlocking your hands behind your back, reaching your arms back. And exhale, release. Now we're going to do a little bit more leg work, coming into warrior 2. So we'll step towards the long edge of your mat. And again, stepping your left foot back. You can just kind of heel toe your foot back. If this posture feels okay, we can try bringing your heels in one line here. Again, doesn't have to be like that. If it's not easy to balance, if it's not comfortable for you, just as much as feels okay. Again, for some stability, we'll grab onto your waist here. And this time, imagining your hips squared over the long edge of your mat. So this is a hip opening posture. The previous posture, warrior 1, kind of hip closing posture. So warrior 2 here, hip opening. So we'll just bend again into your right knee. So here, you can imagine your right knee over your ankle. If you feel like when you bend, your knee comes really far, try and maybe open your posture a bit and seeing how that feels. So bend into your right knee. On your inhale, we'll come back up. So do the same thing with this posture. Exhale, bending into your right knee. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, bending. Inhale, straightening. 2 more times. Exhale, bending. Inhale, straightening. Exhale, bending. Inhale, straightening. straightening back up. And we'll just stay, last time, exhale, bending, breathing here. And if you want to add some arms, reaching your hands out to the sides. So arms about shoulder height. Again, as you reach to your fingertips, maybe feel your chest open. And if your neck is okay here, we'll look past your left fingertips. Maybe feeling some heat being made in your thighs, so just stay for one more breath. And on your inhale, coming back up, and exhale, release your hands. And then we'll bring your left foot again forward towards the top of your mat. Maybe shaking out your legs a little bit. And then we'll do the other side. So we'll step your right foot back. Again, heels can be in one line if that feels okay. We'll grab onto your waist. And then we'll go into it on the left side. So as you exhale, bending your left knee. Again, you can adjust the width of your posture anytime. On your inhale, coming back up. When you come back up, try not to straighten your knee too quickly, so you're not hyperextending your knee. Try and maybe keep a subtle bend just to protect your knee here. And as you exhale again, we'll bend into your left knee. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, bending. Inhale, up. 2 more times. Exhale, bending. Inhale, up. And exhale, bending. Inhale, coming back up. Last time, we'll stay in the posture, bending your left knee. And try and keep this right leg also straight if it feels okay. And adding arms, maybe reaching out to the sides. Feeling your shoulders relax. Looking over your right fingertips. We'll stay here for 3 more breaths. 1, 2, again, feeling that hip opening in this posture. 3, inhale, coming back up. We'll grab onto your waist for some stability. And heel toe your right foot back in. And then you're stepping your right foot forward. And shaking out your legs a little bit. Again, coming back into mountain pose. So feeling your heels press down. Tailbone slightly tuck under. We're going to sit in chair pose. So you can grab your waist, bring your sit bones towards your heels. Again, making some strength in your thighs, strength in your buttocks. You can reach your arms maybe forward or reaching up. Again, shoulder width apart. Maybe you can try bringing your palms to touch if that's not okay. Shoulder width apart is great. If you have shoulder pain, releasing your hands to your waist. 2. We'll stay here for 5 breaths. 3. If a little bit of shaking comes up, it's no problem. 4. 5. Slowly come back up. Coming back into mountain pose. And we're going to do one more standing posture. Triangle. So your feet are going to separate maybe about 2 shoulder widths apart. So you can imagine your shoulders 1, 2 widths apart. Doesn't have to be exact, but just that idea. And we'll start with your big toes pointing forward. We'll grab onto your waist for some stability as we turn your right toes out to the side. And we're going to bring your right hand to your thigh. And we're just going to slide your right hand down your right leg. So in triangle pose, your hand can stay above your knee. If it feels okay, if you have the flexibility in the backs of your legs, maybe sliding down towards your shin or towards your ankle. Just feeling the back of your right leg here, wherever you are. And again, try not to put too much weight in this right hand, more than leaning to the right. Press both feet down, so this thigh also engaged, both thighs engaged. Stomach is a little bit engaged here. And we'll just stay here for 3 more breaths. 1. Maybe you can look up a little bit towards the ceiling. Maybe this left arm reaches up. 2. This can be a balancing challenge though, so if it's not okay, keep your hand at your waist. 3. And slowly we'll slide your right hand back up. Whew. Turning your right toes in. And then we'll turn your left toes out. So again, grabbing onto your waist. Left hand can release to your thigh. And like in mountain pose, when you press your heels down into the ground, your thighs just automatically engage. So keep that feeling, just sliding your left hand down, wherever feels comfortable. Again, for a little bit balancing challenge, maybe looking up, maybe reaching your right arm up. We'll stay here for 3 more breaths. 1, 2, maybe feeling your shoulders relax here. 3, pressing your feet, slowly coming back up. Yep, or close your left toes and bring your feet together. And then we'll just do a few balancing postures. So, we come back into mountain pose. Feet are about hip distance apart. Grabbing onto your waist. We'll shift your weight into your left foot. Be careful of your ankles here. Reaching your right knee just up. And you can feel maybe your left ankle, your left foot start to shake a little bit. Just imagine your left foot pressing totally into the ground. And again, keeping this left thigh strong. Keep that imagination of someone pulling a string attached to the top of your head up. We'll stay here for 3 more breaths. 1, controlling your breathing. 2, and 3. Slowly releasing your right foot back down. Again, feet hip distance apart. We'll come into it on the other side. We'll shift your weight to your right foot. Push your right foot down well to lift your left knee up. We'll stay here for 5 breaths. 1, 2. Again, as you lengthen up, maybe you can feel your stomach slightly engage here. 3, 4, 5. Slowly coming back down into mountain pose. And the last standing posture we're going to do, maybe you can use a wall for balance. So we're just going to try and stretch the fronts of your thighs here. So if you need to, grabbing onto the wall, and we'll just grab onto, and we'll grab onto the outside of your right foot behind you here like this. So you can imagine maybe your knees together. Maybe you can lean forward slightly. Maybe you can press your foot into your hand and kind of reach your foot back. So this can be really intense and really not easy. So just finding where it feels okay. Sometimes maybe it's just lifting here up and down, up and down. If you can, grab on. Maybe if you can grab on, leaning a little bit forward, or maybe pressing your foot into your hand. Just feeling the front of your right thigh here. Making a little bit of lengthening. We'll take 1 more breath here. And then coming back. Ooh. Left buttocks also doing a little bit of work here. And we'll try on the other side. And right foot on the ground, and we'll just grab onto the outside of your left foot. And just finding what feels comfortable here. Again, maybe leaning forward slightly. Maybe pulling your heel in toward your body. Maybe pressing your heel away from your body. For me, I can feel more when I press my heel away. I can feel more in the front here. But finding what works for you. Again, we're just trying to make lengthening in the front of the left thigh without any pain. Comfortable breathing. And wherever you are, we'll just take 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 1 more time, reaching up and back. 3, and slowly coming back. A little bit, we'll shake out your legs. And we'll come to sitting down. So if you need to, grab onto that cushion, or grab onto a blanket, or blocks, or even a chair you can sit on to do this next part. Okay, so for me to sit down on your cushion, blanket, maybe blocks, or a chair, maybe the ground. So many options here. So again, really accessible to everyone. From here, just slide both legs forward and just a little bit tapping out your toes. So this is really good for making circulation throughout your legs, all the way down to the tips of your toes. If you can, when you open your feet, imagine your pinky toes touching the ground, and when you tap, just slamming your big toes together. We'll do that for 10 more seconds. 10. 9. If you think about it too much, it becomes difficult. 8. Just letting your thighs relax. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Release. And yeah, maybe you can feel some tingling in your toes, tingling in your feet. Totally normal. Let's wiggle out your toes a little bit here. And circling out your ankles a few times. In both directions. And keep both legs forward here and just lightly folding forward. Ooh. So as you drop your head down, maybe you can feel this in many places in your spine. Taking a few deep breaths. So as you inhale, maybe you can feel even space being made between each of your vertebrae. As you exhale, maybe letting your arms and shoulders, your head relax a bit more. And just stay in this posture for a few breaths. And maybe taking a deep inhale and exhale. Maybe just breathing comfortably here, watching where you feel. Or if it feels good, maybe taking another deep breath in and out. Maybe rocking your head gently from side to side. And we'll just slowly come back up. And bringing your heels in towards your body. And then from here again, we'll just lightly fold forward over your legs, over your feet. And feeling some hip opening in cobbler's pose here. So maybe you can bring your hands to the ground if it is easier to feel your shoulders relax. And maybe dropping your head down if it feels comfortable. Just letting your hips, pelvis, and lower back be soft here. And then we'll slowly come back up. And we're gonna come to lie down on your stomach. So moving really slowly. Coming to sit on the ground and just sliding the cushion, the blanket out of the way here. Be careful of your wrists as you come down. And we'll bring your legs back. And just resting here comfortably. Maybe bending your feet up and rocking your hips from side to side. Maybe feeling the fronts of your thighs here, feeling your lower back. This is really good for making relaxation in your lower back. And then we'll bring your feet back to the ground, about hip distance apart. And we're gonna do a little bit back bending here. So bringing your elbows next to your chest. And you can imagine your forearms are parallel to each other. So feet hip distance apart with the tops of your feet down, forearms parallel, and then we'll bring your forehead to the ground. We'll take an exhale here. As you inhale, press your elbows down, and we'll lift your chest away from the ground. So just giving your back a small back bend. If you feel any pain, releasing the posture. If it's okay, we'll just stay here, pressing your hips towards the ground, reaching your chest up. 2. Maybe slightly looking forward. 3. Keep imagining your shoulder blades away from your ears. 4, 5, we'll slowly come back down. That is Sphinx pose. If it's okay, we'll do that again, bringing your forehead down, taking an exhale. As you inhale, keeping your shoulders down, slowly lifting your chest up. 1, breathing here. 2, maybe pressing your feet towards the ground. You can feel the fronts of your legs even. 3, 4, also working on some arm strength here. 5, slowly we'll come back down and take a rest. And for this next one, there are a few options. You can reach your hands forward over your head. What we're gonna do is, with your forehead down, taking an exhale. On your inhale, we're gonna lift your arms and your legs up. So this is working on back strength, spine strength, strength in your glutes, shoulders even. If this feels really difficult on your shoulders, maybe bringing your arms back and lifting up. You can also bend your elbows and lift up from here. So many options. And maybe lifting your feet up is not okay. You can keep your feet down, whichever feels okay. So we'll come back down and we'll do that again. Forehead down, taking whichever variation feels good. Exhale, inhale, slowly coming up. 1, and maybe you can just play with straightening your arms if they're bent here. 3, 4, 5, releasing back down. You can take a rest, or we'll do that same thing one more time. Exhale, inhale, arms, legs up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lowering back down. Again, you can bend your knees and rock side to side if that feels good. From here, we're going to slowly turn to lie on our backs. So, helping yourself however you need to do that. If you'd like some cushioning, grab onto that blanket. Bringing some cushioning to your shoulders or your hips, wherever you need. And we're going to keep your knees bent up. And we'll hug your right knee into your chest. From here, if it's okay, we'll straighten your left leg towards the ground. Feeling your right hip here, so you squeeze your knee into your chest. And then we'll just take a little twist. So grab on with your left hand. Right arm will come out to the sides. And we'll just drop this knee towards the left. Just as much as feels okay. So we're making a small twist in your spine. And maybe feeling some lengthening through your buttocks here, through the outside of your right thigh. Shoulders can just stay relaxed towards the ground. And then slowly we'll come back. Maybe hugging your knee in one more time. And then we'll release your foot back to the ground. And then hug your left knee into your chest. Maybe straightening your right leg down. And then we'll grab on with your right hand. Left hand out to the side. Twisting. So we'll drop this knee to the right. Maybe you're dropping your gaze over to the left. Feeling a nice refreshing twist in your spine. And then slowly we'll come back to center. One more time, hugging your left knee in. And then releasing your foot back to the ground next to your buttocks. We'll bring both knees up. And arms by your sides. We're going to come into bridge pose. So bringing your feet about hip distance apart if you're not there already. Taking an exhale. As you inhale, slowly lifting your hips away from the ground. Try and keep your chin tucked here. Arms pressing down. And as you exhale, we'll slowly come back down. Again, like we did in the previous postures, with our breath, we're just gonna lift up and down slowly. And taking an exhale here, a little bit, tuck your tailbone. Inhale, coming up. And as you exhale, slowly lower back down. Again, inhale, coming up. Maybe a little bit higher this time. Exhale, slowly coming back down. If you feel any lower back pain, just rest, or even as you inhale, coming up just slightly off the ground. You don't have to lift up very high if there's pain. So even just a little bit is okay. Exhale, we'll lower back down. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale, coming up, feeling your buttocks engage, opening the front of your body here. Exhale, lowering back down. Last time, inhale, coming up. We'll stay here for 5 breaths. 1, maybe you can walk your shoulders in a little bit. 2, maybe pressing your feet, lifting up a little bit more. Again, without any pain. 3, 4, and 5. Slowly we'll come back down. And if you're next to a wall here, we're gonna end class with our feet up the wall. If you're not next to a wall, maybe just lifting your feet up towards the ceiling. So the idea is to get your feet up, again, to make some circulation in your legs. So maybe this blanket will be more comfortable underneath your hips for this one. Or maybe even bringing a a pillow. You could slide underneath your hips for this one. Maybe. So this can come here to bring your sacrum onto the pillow. However you want to do this, go slowly. And from here, lifting your feet up. Again, if you are next to a wall, also there's that option. So what you do is bring your body next to the wall, as close as you can, and then we'll just turn and lifting your feet up. This is really good for the end of the day. We've been standing all day, all the blood, everything goes down to our feet. So at the end of the day, doing the opposite, lifting our feet up, getting some blood circulation, getting some blood to our heart, our brain. And we can just stay here. Sometimes I stay 10 minutes and you can feel a really refreshing feeling in your feet. So again, we'll end class here today. Just stay here and rest as long as you need to. Getting up slowly when you're ready. Thanks for watching. Namaste. See you next time. Bye bye.